So in this video, we're going to do a vlog of East Side Costa Mesa, which actually is my favorite neighborhood in all of Orange County.
So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Courtney Dezahd.
And I'm Courtney Dezahd, and we're with Keller Williams Realty.
Right here in Orange County, California. And if this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about working, eating, sleeping, living, and playing in Orange County, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the little bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. Now, we get so many calls from people looking to either buy or sell a home in Orange County, and
calls from people all over the world.
Ooh, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving to, from all over the world, or from, or within Orange County, either give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can contact us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back. Okay, so we're here in Back Bay, which is technically Newport, but I mean, when I think about East Side Costa Mesa, I always think about Back Bay because it's very, very close, like walking distance, and
yeah, super close by.
You get the sea breeze in East Side Costa Mesa. So explain. We're not in Costa Mesa, we're in Newport, but explain, what is East Side Costa Mesa?
So East Side Costa Mesa is, on the east side of Costa Mesa. So what's nice about East Side Costa Mesa is that it's right next to Newport, it borders Newport Beach. And
whoa, what was that?
And we're
wow.
definitely in the wild here.
So there is real wilderness here. There was I don't know if that was an owl or a hawk. Well, speaking of that, if you actually want to look, there's a little kitty.
I wouldn't pet it.
Blast from the past. Sean and I, we went to school at UC Irvine, so we've run here many, many times, and
many times, as in like probably thousands.
Probably thousands.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and then I used to do triathlon, so I probably have biked around here.
We can go on a walk.
Yeah, we can go on a walk. So there's true wilderness here. Bobcats, I've seen bobcats. I mean, obviously rattlesnakes, that kind of stuff.
Although, in all my time of being in the Back Bay, I have never once seen a rattlesnake.
Really?
In the Back Bay, no.
Oh.
And I have.
Really? I have, yeah. But, and then the plane, that's another thing. People often ask about
the noise
the
of
flight path
of John Wayne Airport.
I actually used to work in an office right over there. So, yes, you can hear the planes every once in a while. Orange County does have noise restrictions for the airport, and obviously, you can't fly in past 10 p.m. So there's definitely is very, very strict, and how they take off as well is very strict. So. And
let's be real, these aren't jumbo jets. These are, there's decent size aircraft here. It's definitely not a regional airport, but it's not an international airport either. So, it actually...
if you need to go anywhere in the world, in Asia, Europe, you have to go to LAX.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to you have to link up somewhere else if you're truly international.
Yeah.
But as far as, although John Wayne Airport is great for what it is.
I love John Wayne Airport. I try to avoid LAX as much as I can, but if you're going international, you cannot.
Yes, and also I will say, as far as the noise goes, one thing about John Wayne, they're very conscious of wanting to make sure they don't cause too much noise for the residents. And so these airplanes take off very, it's almost a vertical takeoff. They ascend very, very quickly. So, growing up, we lived in, my mom used to live in East Side Costa Mesa, and there were, if you were trying to listen for airplane noise, you could listen to some of the, airplanes taking off and stuff, but honestly, but you would not ever notice it otherwise. It's not one of those things.
You do get used to it as well.
Oh, for sure. That's not like LAX or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not a super busy airport.
Yeah, and then so as far as East Side Costa Mesa is concerned, so as far as kind of giving you an idea of proximity, so East Side Costa Mesa is literally a few hundred feet, to the west of here, and so it's super, it's right next door to the Back Bay, which is awesome. And then you have, so I would say as a general idea, it's bordered by the 16th Street to the south, Mesa Drive mostly, and then the 55 freeway, and either Tustin Avenue or Irvine Avenue, depending on where along those streets you are.
And so should we go show them what the houses look like? That is one of the things I love about East Side Costa Mesa. The houses are so cute.
Yes, it's definitely not your, master plan community from that perspective. So now here we are walking down one of my favorite streets in East Side Costa Mesa, and this is Broadway. And it's just super cute. It's like actually even closer to Newport, and it's actually by the Back Bay, by 17th Street, where it's actually a very big, that's like the major like commercial / retail area actually in this in East Side Costa Mesa, and that's where you have like tons of restaurants and offices and shops and stuff like that. So it's really cool. But these houses here, super cute houses. These are like most of them are single story homes. You do have some 2-story properties, but it's just a really cute area. And these properties, I would say in East Side Costa Mesa, you have townhomes and condos that are I don't know, I would say between like about 700 to $1 million, and then detached single family residences definitely move up from there. And as far as like the price is high as about $3 million, and that will get you like a 4,000 square foot house, like pretty big house. But I would say like the vast majority, the chunk of East Side Costa Mesa, you're seeing probably between that, like for a house, is probably between about 1.5 to 2.5 million. And like I would say, okay, as far as the price points now, like so Orange County's median price point I believe is about $943,000, and Costa Mesa's median price point is about $1,078,000, and then East Side Costa Mesa is about 1.425. So it's obviously certainly on the more expensive side of areas. Now another really cool part of East Side Costa Mesa is that this is like a lot of where they have ADUs, a lot of additional dwelling units. So you'll have a lot of properties that have that, detached structure, whether that's actually, like maybe a little condo that sits on top, or like not a condo, but a residence that sits on top of the garage, or it's actually a detached property altogether. And you get a lot of that in East Side Costa Mesa.
Yeah, so people like those because, they might use it to rent it out, or they might use it, for a mother-in-law or something like that. And they're getting extremely popular in California, and, East Side Costa Mesa has been doing that forever, so.
Yeah, which is helpful because Costa Mesa in general is pretty much a very anti-growth city these days.
Yeah.
Just because there's been such an explosion of growth over time. Like, I can't tell you how many properties where there was like one small shack of a house built on like 20,000 square foot lot, right? And developers would come in, take out the shack, and put like 10 homes. They would just stack them in, and these were technically detached homes, but like they were separated by like 4 feet. They were like almost a townhome just by how close in proximity. But you'll see actually a decent amount of that in East Side Costa Mesa, where you see these developments where it's just these small HOAs with about 10 houses, 20 houses on them.
Yeah, so you want to talk about, he had a listing, I don't know, was it last year or
Yep,
something, in East Side Costa Mesa, and explain
it was
issues that we dealt with.
Yeah, it was just zoned a little bit interestingly. So it wasn't zoned as a residence, so it was kind of a bit tricky. And we were kind of looking at different options as far as rezoning or whatever. And not to say you couldn't do it, it's just that it wasn't necessarily going to be easy because
I think it would have required a vote or something.
Possibly. I mean, we didn't really know for sure.
Yeah.
But what's if you're not, so East Side Costa Mesa has, or Costa Mesa in general has their master plan. So they have, okay, these are where other commercial areas are, the industrial, the residential, that kind of stuff. And if you want to deviate from that, it's just a process. It's definitely a tedious process to change that zoning. So it's one of those things where you just have to be wary of that in East Side Costa Mesa.
Yeah. So do you want to go driving around? We can show some of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and we can actually talk. We can actually take them by 17th Street too.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're actually heading to 17th Street. So this is again the retail center of East Side Costa Mesa. and you'll have some actually really cool, places to eat and shop. Like one of the cool places that Courtney and I love to go to is the Crack Shack, and it's just like, it's actually, I think it's pretty much organic, right? I mean, it's pretty good, like as far as the quality of food, and it's primarily fried chicken, and it's it's one of these, it's a Top Chef celebrity that actually started this restaurant. And
Sean is not telling you the whole story. It's Richard Blaze's restaurant, and Sean is a huge Richard Blaze fan. So, just to let you know that that yes, it's one of our favorite restaurants, and it's not that expensive at all. It's really good, and it happens to be in East Side Costa Mesa.
Sorry for the sign. This is the only way we can get you the shot of it. But basically, this is the Crack Shack. Really, really good food as far as like fried chicken stuff. Mm-hmm. And their poutine is pretty good too.
Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and so right here, what we have is that behind us,
behind Crack Shack
is 17th Street.
So we can walk that way.
Yeah. So we'll basically explain that this 17th Street is kind of where you have a bunch of restaurants. You have actually what you would actually need to live, right? So you have your grocery stores, drugstores.
Gas stations.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Your shops.
Banks.
Basically whatever you need is right here. So behind us is actually Newport Harbor High School. That's where actually I went to school.
And if you live in East Side Costa Mesa, that's where you're zoned for. It's a very good school, one of the best schools in Orange County. So that's one of the perks about living in East Side Costa Mesa. Yeah,
so Newport Harbor actually borders like Costa Mesa, and then on top of that, what you have is like the schools that actually are I would say service East Side Costa Mesa are, let's see here. There's Mariners Elementary School, Newport Heights Elementary School, Kaiser Elementary School. I'd say those are the primary elementary schools, and then your junior high would be Ensign Junior High School, and then of course Newport Harbor High School is the high school.
So that's it. That's our video on East Side Costa Mesa.
Now you've got to reach out to us if you want to actually take a look at that one property that you might want to live in or want to go see. So you can either give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can contact us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.